Super professional operation here.
I love how that's the first thing that's live.
He just knows timing. Done this a
Do
time
you
or
think
two
I
now.
don't do this on purpose?
I
at this
mean,
point?
it would be nice to know that you didn't do that. That'd be great. No. Welcome to the
Yo,
stream, guys. Logan's gonna do the things while I do some fixing because I just messed some stuff up.
yeah, typical. We got some technological difficulties over here. We're sorting it out, but everything's gonna be okay. Yeah, welcome to another episode of the RC Drift Talk podcast. We still don't have a name, so we're still running with that.
We're okay.
We got some familiar face here. We got our boy Adam, who is masquerading as me right now. I have been
I'm the hot
downgraded
dog,
to
dude.
Liam, which is a terrible
Downgraded. That's crazy.
that's a terrible series of events here. Yeah, and then our guest tonight is not Michael Dow. It's actually Justin Jefferson or Johnson. Sorry,
Johnson. All good.
I had a little alliteration right at least. Yeah, so we got Justin here, and Justin has been working on an open source gyro. So we'll get into what that means, and we'll learn more about that later. But just to do our little intro here, let's see. Did you guys talk about was last week the comp?
For who?
DJ? For us?
Oh yeah, the LP comp.
Oh, you guys
Yeah.
went to okay.
Last
So
week
then
was Canada.
we've already talked about the SDC stuff, but yeah. So last weekend you guys were up in Canada for the LP comp at 88, and then
I was actually there as well too.
oh, nice. That's funny. I should have said something to you that some of our buddies were going up there. Yeah. So Judd, Jake, and DJ all went up there for that. I believe Jake won it after battling DJ in the final again. That's classic.
Yeah.
Story of 2026.
At the start and at the finish. That's crazy.
Oh, that was right. Yeah, you guys were like first battle, right?
Yeah.
First battle, then he went down and then came back and won the final. Let's see. Next weekend is the big weekend. It's our big, huge event. Tokyo Drift to Death. Adam's already ready. Already?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Your shirt on.
Of course.
We didn't make a shirt for the first year, did we?
No, I
No.
would have had it. I would have had that on.
I think at some point between now and next year, we're gonna have to do like we're gonna have to try to figure out and go through the list and do like a pre-order for like a throwback year one shirt, because that was a pretty cool logo. Yeah, so that's next weekend. We have a lot. I mean, the list of already paid for tickets is pretty huge, and I know there's a lot of people that are just going to show up. So it's going to be a great event. We're excited to see everyone out there. Other than that, I think obviously our SDC season is already wrapped up. How has SDC been going for you this year, Adam?
It's going pretty well. I'm currently first in the Arizona Point the series.
Nice.
We have our last round next. What am I talking about? Literally this Saturday at
Nice.
Bubble Milk. So the Arizona DK will be crowned there. So we will see how it goes.
You don't have that wrapped up yet already?
So Austin from Tech One is 5 points behind me.
Okay.
So we're gonna see, but
That's
I'm
fun.
regardless of what happens, I think it's just cool that I have so many people who people who push me like every day. Like I have Ty, Kalai, Yogi, obviously. Like all these guys are just pushing me to get better every day. So I really give a lot up to them. In terms of like how I've progressed, and especially in the past year. This is like the first time I've done a full SDC season. So it's cool to see it go from the beginning to the end, especially considering like we started in like March.
Yeah.
So like 5 months later, and then we're still going. So
Yeah. How many rounds is that?
Total of 5. So there was something with the schedule. We were supposed to wrap up in June, and then we were delayed until August 1st. So we're gonna see.
Right, it's supposed to end earlier, huh?
Hopefully, it's I'm not gonna blow up my motor or ESC. It's 115 degrees in Peoria, Arizona. So we're gonna take it as it comes. So
that's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we went. I gotta say, when we came down for round 2 unintentionally, I was really not looking forward to the heat aspect, and that was what, in March.
Yeah.
And it was probably like what, 90s, mid 90s.
Yeah, like 80s or 90s.
So, and that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I can't imagine nowadays how rough that is. But hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly. Survival of the fittest. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. So, SDC seasons are wrapping up. Obviously, we have Worlds coming up in, what is it, October?
What is it? It's like we don't know when it is. It's the first week of October.
Yeah. So that's when it always is. So it's a good time of the year where we get to see each other often. All the people from around the world, all around the country. There's a lot of events that we all get to go to. So
I just want to put it out there in chat. I said, "Hey, Miko," and then apparently translate automatically happened, and it changed it to "Hey, Mike." It's not what I meant. If it shows up as "Hey, Mike," I'm sorry.
It says "Hey, Miko" to me, but
okay. Hey, Miko.
What's up, Miko? Project Flow. If you want to catch Ty, dude, you can come to Drift to Death because he'll be there. What's up, Troy?
All me, dude.
Watching. Yeah, I think that's kind of all I can remember for events, anyway. So we will move on. All right. So, Justin.
Yes.
Before we get too crazy on the gyro, can we just get like a quick little synopsis of like how you got into drift, how you got into RC drift, what kind of RC experience you had before that, anything like that?
Why you only created your Instagram yesterday?
Don't judge me, okay? So yeah, in terms of my RC career, I have been at this for a very long time. I've been into it since I was about 8 years old, where I started off with this little guy right here,
Nice.
the Team Associated RC18,
That is
and
cool.
it kind of took my life over.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I ended up working in a hobby shop for a number of years out here in Langley. And so I've pretty much been around all facets of RC. And I did a little bit of the 4-wheel drive drifting back in the day with like the Security 4s and things like that. And I'd never gotten around to doing any of the 2-wheel drive stuff until I think it was January of this year. I got my first car. It was a MST RMX 2.0, and I just got it on a trade and decided to run with it. And went down to 88 RC, started getting some parts, and it has now gotten completely out of hand, as you can tell.
Yeah. Shout out to 88. So what was it? So you were kind of already into RC, and then what about the drifting discipline kind of lured you?
It was more so the availability of like hobby shops that are around me. Like lots of them are closing down now, which is sad to see, unfortunately. But 88's really close to my house, and so I figured if I want to be involved in the hobby still, do what's around.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's a path that I haven't heard before. Like, it's kind of also it's why I actually acted on getting into the hobby, because before, having been around drifting specifically, I knew that like if there was no track, there was no point in really buying a car. So it was like once a track was available, then I bought a car. But for you, it was like the track is available and that's what is nearest to me. So I'm just going to do that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty cool. Has your RC drift interest, has that pulled you into like IRL drifting at all, 1-to-1?
I was already far interested in IRL drifting. I don't have any drift cars or driven a drift car in real life, but always been very interested. Been around people who have owned drift cars and things like that.
So you're already kind of like immersed in the world of drifting a bit.
Yeah, and cars in general. Like I have a project car I'm working on right now myself.
Oh, cool. What is that?
Like that? It is a Saab 9.3 Vigan.
That's cool. What is that, like a coupe?
Yeah, it's a coupe, and it had so the standard 9.3 had a 2-liter motor, and the Vigan comes with a 2.3 and a slightly bigger turbo.
Vigan is a cool name.
It is. It's actually Saab makes a jet fighter of the same name.
Yeah.
So Google's great. The Saab 9.3 Vigan is a high-performance limited edition car known for its 2.3-liter turbocharged engine, distinctive styling, and torque steer.
Torque steer is an understatement. It will chuck you across 3 lanes and give no craps about doing it.
That's funny. It kind of gives me like Mercer Maserati vibes.
Yeah, a little bit, eh?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fun car.
Yeah, looks cool. So what year was it that you got your MST?
This year.
This year, okay.
Yeah.
So you've kind of been only like doing drifting for like about a year or less than that.
Yeah, about that, give or take.
We just had a couple weeks ago. We had maybe it was last week. I don't remember, but we had a guy from Kyle from Max Speed Shop. So he was a similar situation to you, where it's like started this year and within a matter of months was doing like crazy committed things. In his case, it was opening a track. And
yeah, I think I've been seeing his Facebook posts recently. I'm like, dang, that looks cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, he just started, and then it's like, bam, catches the bug, and now we're opening a business. But in your case, I would say it's a similar thing. So you have decided to take on the project of creating an open source gyro. Can you first explain to our audience what exactly that means?
So I think the big thing to take away here is the open source part. So what open source is, it means anyone can freely download, distribute, modify the source code for the gyro. So say if I have specific hardware I have created it for, but you say you find something that you want to make it work for, you can take the code, modify it, and make it work for whatever hardware you need to make it work on.
So what that does two things for you. It gives you the ability to choose the hardware that you want, meaning the sensors and the housings and the boards or whatever. And it also gives you the ability it gives you basically a really easy starting point to then do some kind of firmware customization where you can change like how the gyro works, what settings are available to you, how you interact with it, how you tune it, all this stuff.
Exactly.
That's really cool. I think there's so many there's so many aspects of that are cool. Obviously, like for people, realistically, like for people that are really sweaty about gyros, it gives you the opportunity to like pursue like the highest tier of hardware that you could find, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
For people that really into like tuning the settings of their gyro to their feel, it gives you that ability. And then I think even to people that people entering the hobby that are just somewhat tech savvy, right, have a really most likely inexpensive entry point to a gyro that could potentially perform as well or better than some of the other stuff that's on the market, right?
Well, hold on. On that topic, for your current setup, right, you're running a ESP32 with like a LCD display, right?
Yes, that's correct.
How much was that in terms of like board?
So Waveshare, the company that makes the development boards, like I'm pretty sure they are meant to be used as like a smartwatch development board.
Sure.
Yeah.
But they have them available on their website for about $22.
And it just so happens to have every aspect that you need for a RC car gyro. So
yeah, it has all the onboard gyro sensor, accelerometer, screen, all your inputs and outputs that you'll need to use. Yeah.
And the cheapest, like already made, ready to go gyro is like around $40, right? Something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, exactly.
And you would also need a programming tool dongle thing, right?
Oh no, for mine it's all self-contained. So it has an onboard USB port.
Well, there you go.
You can plug it in and update it through your computer. I do plan to have over-the-air updates supported soon as well too.
Sick.
And you already have Lewis scripts through Radio Master stuff. Like,
yes. So yeah, I'm using MT12 radio. I love EdgeTX. I come from the drone world, and my drone radio also runs EdgeTX. And I'm like, it's kind of crazy that the ground side of things hasn't adopted more of the drone tech yet.
facts, yeah. But
Yeah.
single wire communication is great. Like,
It's an interesting subject, and it goes in, like, I think that is one thing that plagues some aspects of the RC world, is that these companies develop early versions of a technology that works like pretty good, and then they kind of just aren't incentivized really to improve upon it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it just kind of sits, and they don't innovate with it. You know, it just works. People are happy with it. And then you have something like the drone world come along, where all of a sudden it's kind of a newer market, and there's a lot of competition. So people are trying to innovate in that. So in that phase of that, initial market birth, really, like, there's a lot of innovation that happens. So they advance the technology, but our manufacturers still aren't really incentivized to upgrade their platforms for that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like looking at the Yokomo V4, like going on what, 6 years old now?
Yeah.
No, like long time beyond that.
My point. Just this stuff that like I said, it works pretty good. They're not like really incentivized to innovate that much. But that's why I love this idea, right? So, I mean, I think the only so there's a couple drawbacks to this approach. I would say I haven't seen one in person, obviously, but I think the footprint is a little larger than like a traditional gyro, right?
Yes. So that is going to be one of the downsides out of the gate, at least, is the screens versions of these ESP32s. That's what I had laying around. It had the hardware on that I needed. So I was just going to make this work. I do have experience and background in PCB design. So I have already been started working on a screenless version that will work on both micros and 10 scales alike. So that way, footprint size doesn't matter, and it still has all the onboard Wi-Fi connectivity. So if you need to change all your settings, you can do it through Wi-Fi. Or if you're running the Crossfire style receivers with the MT12, then you can just do it right through your radio.
That's so sick. So, like, in case you're not following, we're talking about the capabilities to basically make your gyro do whatever you want it to do. I would imagine dipping your toes into this project initially. I would imagine it was really hard to get the gyro to like drive good and like at first.
Yeah, it took a couple weeks. Like, mind you, I've only been at this for about a month now. So pretty short development time frame so far.
So let's be clear. You've been at it for a month and it's already driving, basically.
Yes. It's pretty much good to go. There's a few minor things that I need to work out still. Just testing some features. I got some hardware validation that's still got to go on before I can let anyone have fun with it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
and it's not coming up on my chat, and I don't know why. Jeff Light RSpec, how is it different from a GYD 550?
So I guess in a lot of aspects, it is really similar to a GYD 550. You're gonna have all your tuning options available. You're gonna have multiple ways to tune it. So you can either do it from the radio, or I'm not sure what other programming options are available through Futaba. I'm not too familiar with the ecosystem. But yeah, so I'm trying to provide a similar experience to that, where you can change aspects of all your tuning.
I think the real magic for that, and where it's better than a GYD 550, is that now you have a big community. Like the RC world has a lot of smart people in it, and you have an open source project, and so now there's a big community that can all contribute to this project, and we can do the innovation that we're wanting that isn't frankly happening in our opinion. So
yeah, and that's one of the things I was leading up to was one thing that this gyro will do that no other drift gyros on the market that I'm aware of do is this does black boxing. So it will take all the gyro data, it'll take your throttle and steering inputs, and it'll tell you exactly what that gyro is doing and what settings are affecting what.
That's sick.
So you can actually figure out what is going on. Is it your gyro? Is it the chassis? Like, I was able to figure out that my rear shock shafts were binding on my car because of the gyro data that I was getting back.
That's sick. So you can go back and look at it and you can see like all of the I don't know what you're even looking at that point, but you can see the metrics and the telemetry data that kind of shows you like, oh yeah, you get your binding here, or you hit a jump here, or whatever it is. You know?
Yeah, so like it'll do like spin out detection, how much angle it's throwing before it gets into a settled drift, things like that.
Yeah. So I like Troy's question. It's kind of a two-parter, I would say, because his question is what aspects are tunable. So I would imagine, correct me if I'm wrong, I would imagine as it comes, there's a certain set of parameters that is tunable.
Yes. Well, so right now, every single aspect that is tunable is outward facing. So whatever is available for tuning settings, that's what you can do. I'm not hiding anything.
I mean, so it's hard to explain what that means. But basically, you're going to have, in all the calculations and formulas, you're going to have a bunch of parameters that can be tweaked. And this is how it works for any gyro that you have now. There's like constants in the firmware. And and most likely, like for Futaba, say, you are only being exposed to like 20%, half, I don't know, I have no idea, but they're only exposing like a certain amount of those, whereas with the open source version you have full access to every constant basically.
Yes. So for example, like what I'm able to do with my gyro is I'm still able to provide full chassis stabilization, but still have all the counter steering done by me. So it feels a little bit more realistic to me, and that's the way I like to drive.
Yeah.
But for example, there's a counter steer assist setting on the gyro. So if you don't like to do most of the driving, you kind of like to take it back and let the gyro do most of the work, you can turn that setting up and the gyro will just take over for you.
Yeah. So
hold on.
That goes back into like the manufacturers are going to write firmware that they think matches the flavor roughly for like what people are trying to do with their gyros. They're not going to do settings that they think are like not what's popular, but they don't, they don't really know that.
They're trying to hit a wide net, so they want their product to be usable by the most amount of people. Yeah.
And we always talk about with the 550 how it is kind of a curse, like giving you that much access.
And that's one thing I found out the hard way too.
Yeah. I think people aren't going to like this, but having the source code available, you can connect that to any large language model and it will be able to tell you exactly, like you'll be able to like just explain to it what you want to happen and it'll help you.
And being perfectly open here, I did heavily leverage LLMs for this. Obviously, I'm not
good.
Like, there's no way I could have did this in a month. This is not humanly possible. But yes, so that's what the black box is around too. So you just take the whole black box log, give it to your favorite LLM, and point it towards the GitHub page, and it'll tell you exactly what you need to do to do.
Yes, beautiful. That is like a perfect. Like, yes, this is what we should be doing.
Yes.
I like this. I like this too from Troy. I'm too stupid to edit code. I need a friendly user interface.
So hold on, Logan. Let's back up a little bit as far as the GUI goes. Yeah, like actually, as far as the GUI goes, like, can you tell us what specific, like in your vanilla version of the software, right? What are the basic settings that you'd have access to from your board?
All right, so I actually have the list pulled up here. So this one you guys are all familiar with, gyro gain. So it works a little bit differently on this gyro. That it's more so tuning your chassis stability versus how much the car is countersteering and stability. So what I did was I broke those two settings out for people who like to change how their car drives. So yeah, I got gyro gain, gyro deadband, which will help ignore tiny yaw noise movement at servo center. So if you got like a super twitchy servo, that'll help kind of quiet it down a little bit. Max steering correction, which limits the gyro, how much authority the gyro has overall over your steering. And then there is a smoothing filter. So if your chassis is like really noisy, it's super bumpy. This is more of a handy feature if you're driving your car outdoor on pavement. Yeah. That's where I found I used it more. It'll kind of smooth out the rough stuff and get your car driving a little bit more normal again. And then I was talking about this before, the counter steer assist, which will tell the gyro how much it should be controlling the car. And then I haven't talked about this yet, but the gyro actually uses the throttle signal for chassis load prediction.
Okay.
That actually sounds sick.
Yeah, so I'll get more into that a little bit later because I think that part of it's really cool. So there's a prediction setting, so how much the gyro will try to predict future movements based on throttle load. There is the hold assist feature, which helps settle the car in long-term drifts. So if you notice like you're sliding along, but the tail's kind of fishing around a bit, that will help kind of hold it steady. Drift memory, which is how long it will reference the hold assist memory. So that kind of helps dealing with transitions and coming out of the drifts. So that way the car isn't trying to hold itself in the same position while you're trying to leave.
That makes sense.
It sounds like a lot like PID tuning.
And it's funny that you say this because I come from the drone world, and Betaflight was the heavy inspiration for how this gyro operates.
Sure.
Yes. And so following the drift memory, there's the memory limit, which is how long that memory will stick around for, as well as if it notices the car is starting to correct or go straight, it'll just nuke the memory and look for new commands. And then there's a servo quiet feature, which kind of almost does the same thing as the deadband, except it goes across the entire spectrum. And then the one last feature I was working on before release, this was borrowed directly from the G550, tail slide speed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, I'm in the middle of working on that now. It's not working quite the way I want it, but it's getting there.
So, I mean, that's sick. I think, I like the reason I was drawn to the 550 in the first place was because it gave you unparalleled freedom. And now it's like, this is a whole nother step, and it's even deeper than just what settings are available. Cause theoretically you could, obviously it's open source. You can add whatever you want. You can make it do whatever you want. So
exactly.
Garrett's got a good question.
Yes.
So
I want to address like the I'm too stupid for this, and you got to be pretty. I think that's both of those are false.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily true. Like I am very new to RC drifting. I'm still having people at the track help me set up my chassis because like I was driving around with positive camber on my rear wheels. Like I'm new to this, so like. You'll be able to figure it out. And the idea is that when I release this, there will be a base set of parameters on the firmware preloaded that should get you like most of the way there. And then from there, you can use the data logging and get the rest figured out.
Yeah. And I would say to both of those guys, no matter what the vanilla version of this ends up being, the whole point of it being open source is that someone could easily just make like a super user-friendly version of it, right? That holds your hand a lot more, or whatever it is. So
and another feature of the gyro 2 is it has onboard profile storage, which can be exported. So the community can share profiles for vehicles, servos, stuff like that. So the work can already be done once there's more of a community built around.
Yep. And you will not have to do any code whatsoever, I would imagine, right? Like
you shouldn't have to touch anything.
Yeah, like I want to point out the fact that even though that we're saying open source, like Linux, right? Linux is open source. There's distributions or different pathways that you can take. It's installable. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know. So you see the lights behind me, right? You see the lights behind Justin, right? Did you build your own WLED board, or is that something else?
Yeah, I built it.
Okay, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, since it's an ESP32 board, literally you just plug it in, load the drivers so it can talk to each other, and it's a web interface that you can use to install the software.
And that's what I have set up already. The web flasher's already working. So once boards and stuff and everything's figured out, people can just plug it in, go to the website, hit flash, and they're running OpenDrift.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, you can... I forgot where I was going already. So I think I want to define like what exactly open source actually means, and what it means is the actual source code for the firmware. Basically, the code for the firmware is fully open. You can, if you want, you can go and you'd be able to, once he's released it, obviously, you'd be able to view it. You can fork it. You can modify it however you want, but that doesn't mean as a user that you have to take advantage of the fact that it is open source. As a user, you can simply buy the hardware, put the firmware on it, and off you go.
Exactly.
Garrett, you don't have to be lost. It's super simple.
Well, Garrett's probably on like Dab 7, so.
You think? No.
Speaking of Dab.
Okay, cool. We're cool like that?
Yeah, we're cool like that.
Okay,
Totally
cool. I'm
cool.
hitting my base then.
I think
one thing.
Go ahead.
One thing I'm curious about. So in real life drifting, there's a really big I wouldn't say discrepancy, but just difference in terms of judging between D1 GP in Japan and Formula Drift, and the biggest of which is what's called DOS. DOS is an onboard accelerometer that basically just measures yaw, and it's a GPS mapped. And this is something that gives an objective measure. So say when somebody's going into the second turn, their angular momentum is X, and their their tail slide speed, like the velocity at this point is this, and then relative to this point. So I think that outside of what you'd said previously about the black box function is going to add something where I think there's a lot of belief, especially in judging, that there's a lot of subjectivity in there. It's like a lot of like, what is style, what is a good entry. I think that like we can start with that. What is good. So having something where you can have an objective measure saying, hey, you should be at 35 degrees at this point with the commitment on throttle, and then obviously you can see things like if people are braking in places where they shouldn't be, or if there are weird kind of discrepancies between runs. I think that's something that, like, you guys are talking about the actual function of the gyro, which is, again, very interesting. But I was like, the entire time you guys were talking about that, I'm looking at DOS, and I'm seeing all these
about Wally for RC Drift.
I'm thinking so Wally's interesting in that it's like it seems like they're in a like, I don't know, early version of it. Like the implementation's kind of weird, where it's like DOS is like, at this point, it's been 10 years. I think 2016 is when they implemented it, and it's like very, very well understood. Very clearly, like the general populace, like people who aren't actually drifting, like the normal people who are watching this, they find it interesting. It's not like they've taken something out of the sport. It's not like this is something that seems interesting, where it's like you're taking the fun out of it. Yeah.
This type of measurement, it opens up it kills the barrier to entry to enjoying drifting, right? Because you don't have to know what's cool anymore. You can just see, bigger number, better, cool.
Yeah.
So.
And then it doesn't remove the cool factor, which is something that DOS is the same thing. It's just like you've taken something subjective, made it objective, and it didn't lose the luster that it had. It's still just as entertaining as it was previously. You just have more of an objective measurement, so that you can, as a competitor, you can understand it, and then as a spectator, it's not as if there's like some nebulous judging. It's very clear. So you can just point at saying, like, look at your angular momentum here compared to here, and then it's
I think
could you imagine Judd coming out with the judgment of the lead driver entered the section at 87 degrees, the follow driver was at 45, it was too shallow.
I don't want to
sorry.
see. I don't want to see judging ever taken entirely out of the human judge's hands, but I think we definitely are at the point where we need to start leveraging technology to like at least give us more guidance on what to do.
I think it's hard, and especially with this season. Like, so I watch like a lot of comps. Like, I watch comps in Japan. I watch comp like SDC. If a place has a live stream, I have watched your comp. Like, generally speaking, I don't care where it is. And something I've noticed is like the level of driving is so high, and the judging has to be so granular that it's gotten difficult to parse between runs a lot of the time, especially when you get to like a final, especially when you get to a final in a region that has a lot of really good drivers.
Yeah.
And then that's the point where there's the rub, where there's, I don't know exactly why I lost. And the judge, it's had a hard time explaining it completely. And that's not anything on judging. It's just because it's so minute. It's such a minor thing that you have to explain this little minute change.
Really hard. It's really hard.
It's super difficult. So I think if anything, not, let's replace all judges with like DOS or like
give them more tools. It's like
exactly.
Yeah.
Like if we're going to talk about, all these improvements like RC Drift IO, which allows us to, make competition brackets super easily and implement it with like a point system and have everything be crystal clear. I think we can also use something like, Justin's tool, effectively the gyro, as something like what they have in buggy racing, where you have a transponder that's telling you a time. The time doesn't tell you everything. It doesn't tell you exactly all the how the run went. It just gives you something to measure against. And then if you, as a judge, have something objective to measure with, then it makes it a lot easier to explain it to a competitor. Hey, this is why we came to the decision we came to. It wasn't entirely up to this, but this helped us understand what happened in the battle at a level that we can't really see. So I think that's really cool.
At that point, can we consider just doing the black box alone, aside from the gyro?
I mean, like at this point, there's nothing stopping that from happening. And as he was talking about that, I was thinking the drone style receiver that I'm experimenting with right now that you can use with the MT-12. There's no reason that couldn't be used as a transponder itself if people didn't want to run that kind of radio. And then you just have a little box that's receiving the signals, and then you can do whatever you need to do with it.
Wait, hold on. You said drone style receiver, like actual super tiny PCB? Yep. So you're just using signal wires is what you're doing?
Yeah. So it's just talking over serial, and that's it.
We're so behind in the service.
Very behind. Imagine,
I was thinking about, we were talking about the black box and plugging your gyro in onto the website. You could, if it's like, it could be like a platform, and if you sign in, you tick a box that says upload my telemetry data whenever I plug my thing in, and then you could like compare with people at your track.
That is actually a really good idea, and that's totally possible.
Yeah.
Well, you know how Accuvance is like AI tuning with the tuner box, right? Well,
no, I'm actually not too familiar with the higher end stuff.
Well,
I would love to. I want to know what they mean. Like, what does AI in that context of the TAL actually mean? I don't think it's
just so nebulous of a term.
Yeah.
I rally against
it's not AI.
So many things that say that they're AI when it's just an algorithm. You're just doing something algorithmically. You're taking
out a survey.
Exactly. Effectively, yeah. That's like, you're doing a tree diagram. I'm like, I do the same thing every day.
I could call this gyro an AI gyro if I wanted to, but the way it works.
Yeah,
exactly. So
but like actually legit in that sense. Because could you imagine just dump your black box data and like go into whatever LLM, right?
Yeah.
And then that's literally AI tuning your gyro.
Totally.
Like,
I mean, if you want to get technical, yes, it is. And that's what I did to get the car tuned in the first place with using this system.
Yeah. I am people don't really know this about me, but my job title is, I call it basically like I'm a professional quad jockey at this point. So
yeah. But hey, why wouldn't you use the tools if they're available?
Absolutely. Who got TQ and FD, boys? Chat, let me know.
Did LZ's car get repaired?
LD drove. I saw him driving.
Oh, okay. Damn, because that Matt Field doing Matt Field things.
Yeah, he got crushed.
Yeah,
that I feel in my head. To me, watching that, I obviously when it first happened, I was like, dude, Matt Field go Burr. But watching it back, I think it's racing, isn't it? You know,
he just came in too hot, and then it was like it was two things. He came in too high of an angle because he literally saw the concrete wall, and then Matt Field was trying to dive, and it was like both it happened like too fast, and then they both
what happened was there because everybody is like underestimating the first turn, like how big of a radius it is. So everyone's having to like shallow out angle and like step on it to try to extend. And Adam did that, and then Matt reacted, and then Adam was like, "Oh shit, I have to slow down." And Matt was still doing that shallow thing.
Committed.
And by the time he realized it, they just ran into each other. But yeah, I was like,
Forrest got cute.
Dude, no, that's Emerson is a troll, dude. Yeah,
Emerson, dude. Oh, sorry.
What? No worries. I was gonna say, random side note. I got to go karting with Samet through work. He was out visiting.
That's
is he out there drifting right now with Formula Drift, or is he still?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I honestly,
what up, Yogi?
What up, Yogi? Right. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for never answering your.
Dude, I've tried. I trust me, Logan. Trust me, I've tried. I've put in a lot of effort.
You're gonna get this kid on the podcast, dude. He doesn't want to do it.
I know, dude.
I mean, we just need to be playing Assetto, right?
Yeah.
If we play Assetto,
what I'm gonna do.
And then you have like what is it called? Subway Surfers, like in the background, and then I think we'll be okay.
We'll just get him tricked into an Assetto session and stream it.
No, I mean we can stream the Assetto session. Like, totally do that.
Yeah. But we have to drive like horrible tracks and horrible cars, otherwise he'll leave.
Dude, no. How about user sent in maps? So we'll do like whatever anybody sends to like the roast my rig in like a week. We spend 15 minutes on each map.
Have you played the Shinjuku go-kart track? That one's sick.
Dude, D'Antonio from Arizona, he recently got back into the sim, and he was using like the drift carts. I know that like that mod just came out.
That's cool. Like
he sent me clips of it. It looks pretty cool, but I don't know, man. She's like on North Course driving with it, and I was like, okay, this looks a little odd, but you know.
Is it an actual cart? Like, does it have kart physics, or is it like real car in a cart?
I'm not sure, honestly. I think they're like real car physics grafted onto the cart, but I don't know how. Assetto's again like a 12-year-old game at this point. Like the physics engine is it's like 15 layers of mods on top of each other in order to get anything to like function well together. So I'm curious to see.
It's one of the only games I've played where like literally none of the content that you actually use is vanilla. It's all like the whole thing is just mod content.
The entire thing.
It's pretty awesome. So back to the gyro. I remember like before I had what I call my intern, which is the LLM. I tried to do like an FD light, like a momentum light thing for RC cars.
Gotcha.
And I remember I just had like a raw gyro sensor, and I remember that being super hard to work with just because I didn't know anything about electronics at the time. Was it a challenge to like sort out how to actually turn, because those little gyros, the signal they put off is crazy.
Yes. So like, I think the gyro on that board can run upwards of 900 megahertz, which is just stupid. Like that's really fast. But no, I'm not. It wasn't super difficult because these little microcontrollers are something I work with every day at work. Like I'm always building dumb little gadgets to use for like 2-second bits of videos. And actually, I had used that screen initially on a throwaway bit that we had done, so I had some familiarity with it already.
What was the hardest part of like getting it to drive? Just the settings, maybe?
So yeah, the testing and tuning. But I think the bigger part of the challenge, and probably the biggest lesson I learned, I think is important for everyone, is gyros aren't miracle workers, and a bad chassis it's not going to fix that. So when I was during the development, I had did a shark front end conversion onto my MST with a Bingo Wasp chassis. So yeah, it was a dumb idea putting that on while I was developing a gyro. Car was not driving good at all, and so after I got the car driving good, the gyro was still acting really funny because I had just slapped so many band-aid fixes onto it to fix chassis problems that it just was performing horribly. So the gyro code ended up getting completely rewritten, and it smoothed everything right out after that.
It's like
That's cool.
550 GYD 550 problems 101 right there.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, so chassis tuning, I'd say, is arguably just as important as the gyro tuning, I would say.
That's interesting. I don't usually hold that. Like, usually I'm like, yeah, just get a good gyro, you'd be good. So it's interesting to hear that coming, like, basically from the guy who made the gyro. You're like, no, you need the chassis.
Yes, yeah, 100%. And like, I don't know, I can't attest to other chassis. It's like, all I got is this MST. I have full intentions of buying a box stock RDX kit and making that the test bed.
Yeah.
So that's something a little more standardized and something that actually known works good.
That's the beauty of the open source side of it, right? It's like, you know, all it takes is a couple vaguely smartish people, and you'll have an access to like basically any car you want, really. You know.
Exactly.
So what is the current test bed right now? Like, what electronics are you using aside from the
right
gyro?
now, yes. So it's a Yokomo SPO2 servo,
Okay.
A SkyRC Fury-X 10.5 motor, and a FuryTech Pixie ESC.
Okay.
Have you tried different servos yet?
So nothing on the drift side. Like, I've used plenty of high-speed fast servos in my time, but yeah, this is the first like drift-specific servo that I've gotten. But with that being said, that was kind of my other point with Open Drift is as long as you have a sufficiently high-speed servo, you should be able to have all the same features as the drift servos through this gyro.
Right. I mean, if the gyro is controlling it, as long as the servo itself can do what the gyro asks of it, it doesn't really matter what servo it is.
Exactly.
Interesting. Because I would almost like. So it's kind of like a division of labor to me, where like you almost in this scenario, I would almost want like a really stupid servo, and just like put all of the leverage on the gyro to be the smart thing. Not
and that's one thing I found out
between the two.
Exactly, and that's one thing I found out. I actually almost had to turn my anti-wobble completely off to get the wheels to stop shaking.
Yeah, because I feel like you just have two devices that are trying to do two different things, where it's like just servo, be a stupid servo and just do what you're told, basically.
Yeah, and hopefully with enough time as well too. If I can figure out what communication protocol the Yokomo is using, I should be able to get the gyro to send commands to the servo to run a certain way with the gyro.
That's cool.
Speaking of protocols, I saw you asking about like the different radios that you'd like to see, right?
Yes.
The ones that I know that we can program as far like as an interface goes. So anything Futaba, right? But Futaba is probably like a closed system.
The firmware is very, very locked down.
Mm-hmm. And then that leaves the Noble, I think, is the next best option outside of Radio Master.
Yes, and their side is a little bit better because like you are able to flash OpenTX onto a Noble if you want to, but that's not the route I want to go. If you're running a Noble, chances are you want to stick with the Noble software, not EdgeTX. Mm-hmm. So I have a iBus receiver and a FlySky radio, so I can break into the protocol and figure out how it operates. I've just got to figure out how I'm going to get the interface side working on the radio itself.
Mm-hmm. So things to come.
Going back to Futaba, I want to know. This is probably not a question that any of us can answer, but what's up, Shane? I want to know because obviously they have shared S-Bus with another company, being Acumance. So like,
Oh,
that
actually,
side of it has to be accessible.
so yes, the SMS protocol is not anything particularly special. It's common in the drone world as well too. It's used quite a way around everywhere, but it is a matter of I can't access the radio's interface. So I can communicate over SMS, no problem. That's not the problem. It's just getting the interface to the radio so it can talk back.
Yeah, and obviously there has to be some kind of communication between Accuvance and Futaba. Otherwise, how would the Futaba firmware know what settings are on the?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shane, can we get a ruling on aftermarket or third-party sourced gyros, open source gyros in competition circuits? Probably not.
They're allowed. You can do whatever you want.
Shane, they're hacking into the mainframe.
I don't want to speak for the group, but I'm pretty sure we would just allow that. But we'll have to think about it soon, I think.
I don't really see why you couldn't, especially if it's accessible. Like, I think that's the thing that's difficult is if you make something that's like behind. Again, it's ironically the thing that we've been talking about. The source true. Aspect of it. If you can get your hands on it, I don't really see any reason why it shouldn't be competition legal. That the reason that I see the 3D printed thing being a little more like understandable in terms of like competition viability is that I don't have a 3D printer. Other people don't have a 3D printer. I don't really have any, like, unless I go and like find some other person to do it for me. It's hard. Whereas like if I can purchase this from
I don't know. I think for Worlds especially, like it's not the case of the biggest thing is they're kind of jaded almost to like people complaining about rules when they lose, to where like it seems like the main goal is to like not give people avenues to bitch at them.
Like actually though,
but that's like any rule set. Like it's not always just like, oh well, we need to do this because it's like competition aspect. It's just like, 50 people have complained about it, so we just have to.
It's definitely fairness.
But I mean, the way I'm seeing it here too is like it's free software. The boards are off-the-shelf items that you can purchase online, and your investment total is going to be around $60 to get in. So there's low barrier to entry, especially in comparison to say like the Futaba systems, where you need like a $400 or $500 radio to get started, plus everything else.
Yeah. So, I mean, technically, it is an off-the-shelf product. So I think that fulfills any kind of established, kind of rule set or convention that we've used before. So,
I mean, as far as now goes, it would be an upward battle to be able to get the gyros functioning to where I think competition spec would be.
And that's the bigger ticket right now is I don't think we're comp ready yet, let alone World's comp ready yet.
Yeah. Well, this is all hypothetical. We're talking like nth degree. We're talking like
if I'm honest though, once you release this, it's not going to take long.
I kind of have the same feeling as well.
It is not going to take long.
Yeah, like if it's as adopted as like drone community is, then it shouldn't take too long. And a lot of people have been asking for that
the
anyway.
Hardware now. You tell me what I need to buy, I'll buy it now. As soon as it's released, I'm on board.
We have the best analog. So we just came out with servo knuckles, which are fundamentally different because they're two independent things. This is the gyro. You're still you're still using a servo. You're still using a receiver. Everything's very similar. But immediately you had people like Jonathan Belda. You had people like Michael Dow like going podium with Futaba servo knuckles like immediately. I mean, like within 2 weeks of having them on their car. So like I think the moment you release it, people are going to try their best in order to make it competitively viable, and that's honestly to the benefit of this, because it means that you're going to have more profiles, you're going to have more people who are more knowledgeable about the setup of the car, about the actual like what you want out of setup, and you're going to have profiles, and then that's going to just amplify it more. So
exactly.
in terms of the competition viability, it's just dependent on how the sooner it's released, the more information you're gonna get on it.
Whoever's watching from the Rolling Garage account today raised this point of off the shelf or not. Some people don't have the skill set to set this stuff up. Heavily disagree. If you can buy something online, you can set this up.
Is that what he means? I think it's along the same lines of like a 550. Like,
yep.
Sure. But I mean, a lot of people are using 550, so that's not really a valid.
But you know what I mean? It's like simplicity versus the openness of it, right? So
true,
press
but
a
also,
button.
Like I said, it's open source, so there's not like someone smart, maybe even Justin will do this, but he could easily ship a version that is just dumb and it's just like, this is what you get. You can't change anything. Just plug it in, go.
Yeah, or I can add like a comp specific mode. If there's features that comps don't like, disable it out of the firmware.
True. Although managing that is tough.
Yes, obviously comes with its own problems, but
yeah,
that'd be kind of cool though. Be like SDS spec or STC spec or TDC spec.
that would be cool.
Just like press of a button.
I like Emerson. Imagine you could just have the car drive for you with AI. I think it's a valid point. Like there obviously is going to be a line somewhere that we reach eventually of like, how much do you have to be in control?
Have you seen the DeLorean that has an LS swap and has AI drifting built in and can?
Yeah, I think it's crazy.
It's
well, that electric Hellcat. I've been watching Cletus's videos. That thing AI drift for you, dude.
Yeah,
it's not AI, but
like
they can make cars where it just drifts, right?
It's already possible. I mean, in the drone FPV world, right? They have AI that literally flies the course like just as fast, if not faster, than a human does. And we're not talking about like simple open field courses. We're talking about like inversion with flips, S-turns, all of that incorporated with it. It's crazy.
Yeah. So that's like that's kind of what I was saying. What Shane is saying is, how do you, if we're talking about like allowed parameters and stuff, how do you guarantee that the person is complying?
I mean, we do it in real like racing competitions, right? Blinky mode. Like I can imagine that it'd be that.
Yeah, blinky mode, or I could see some kind of like situation where someone is retailing pre-flashed, like sealed units, where it's like, yeah, this hasn't been modified or something. I don't know.
Dude, that's crazy. Imagine. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though, because like we're gonna have to
my open source gyro to beat the win at a comp.
I think the reality is the technology exists to where like you could like film a track with your phone, turn on your car and pull the trigger and throw down 100, like, and you don't have to do anything. That's possible right now. It's just not the market where that innovation is happening, right? But it's definitely possible.
What's the it's basically F1 but AI cars.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Like the rule set on it is so crazy because it's like they have to make it through 2 laps, like autonomously.
Dude, I love that though, because it's like, I think, because the way I watch sports, I'm like, I always want to watch the highest level of this, right? So when I think of racing, I'm like, almost the entire car is just for safety because there's a human inside of it. What can these cars do if if you don't have to worry about the safety aspect of it, right?
That's actually a really interesting thought. I never really thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Well, so
we can make crazy cars.
I'll counter it with this. Why are all of our bodies actual cars? If you could hypothetically, because we're not RCDC, we don't have an approved body list. You can do whatever you want.
We've talked about this on the podcast before. I would love like an optimized for RC drift shell. I'd be down for that.
It already exists. It's called a GR Corolla. You already own
Exactly, my friend. Exactly.
It just looks like an egg.
Wait,
So like
There's
it comes with the
one.
territory, dude.
There's another one.
Yeah, exactly. The Yaris is at least a little more aggressive looking.
What about the new one? The
Yeah, the Highcade.
yeah,
That thing looks crazy.
the
thing
giant
is
wing
like-
on that.
1,800 pounds of car and 1,400 pounds of polycarbonate. It's insane.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, and
oh
that
man.
is kind of it is a big philosophical question. I think that our hobby in particular will have to reckon with at some point, like how much computer control is too much.
I mean, we're unique in the aspect that, you know, we were talking about DOS before, but it's like a lot of it is subjective. I mean, look at buggy racing. Look at literally any other kind of racing. The bodies don't look like actual cars. There's no like thing that looks like a buggy.
It doesn't look
You're
like
not-
a car. The thing that makes racing impenetrable, it's like racing doesn't have this issue because there's no device really with control over the input.
Mhm.
Where we have a gyro that is controlling a servo. In racing, you have a trigger that controls a motor and a steering wheel that controls a servo. I mean, obviously on the servo, there's going to be some kind of firmware to like smooth it out or whatever, but
Mhm.
you have one device controlling another device in our case, so it's interesting.
I mean, racing now though, it's for at least off road. It's all on carpet now, so it's like all
Yeah.
traction all the time, no matter what. You don't have to worry about
Yeah.
spin outs. You just have to worry about like where your
Well,
car is rolling and
yeah.
like when you're triking.
My point is just that in racing, they're not going to have to worry about this concept of like being concerned about how much computer control,
Mhm.
unless they start having like yaw sensors or something. You know what I mean? Like it's always going to be you control a servo and you control a motor, whereas for us, we have that gyro, that extra device, which is overriding our input basically.
Mark's in chat. I'm sure he has plenty of questions for this too.
Yeah. I asked Adam to be on because I know he's like super deep into all of this type of stuff, this nerding about, you know, settings and strategies. So what's your read, Adam, on just like the whole open source gyro thing?
I mean, I think it's really interesting in the fact that it gives there's no curtain. Like it just is what it is. And I think that is something that especially when I started out, you know, I have like, you know, understanding of technology and whatever, but it's like I can, when I was watching like the video for the V4, okay, I'm watching somebody, Japanese, describe like how this thing works and what all these little dip switches do. And it's like the verbiage is so nebulous that it just didn't like sit right with me. And now like I'm at a point where like I have my own way of explaining how a 550 works. I have like the damper point is like the strength of return to center. So it's like I've grafted on meaning to settings that already had meaning from Futaba. I don't really care what Futaba says about them. I'm just I'm using my own input. I'm saying, okay, when I increase this, it does this. When I decrease this, it does this.
Into my language. That is one of the hidden beauties of this open source gyro is that the person who made it and is explaining the things to you speaks English first.
And not only that, but it's from a technological standpoint. So it's from not like a feeling. It's not trying to describe something that is subjective. It's like, okay, this is going to decrease the angular momentum from the point of torque from here to here, and then this is going to increase the amount of torque that the servos or the power that the servo is going to get between 45 and 60 degrees of angle. If somebody explains that to me, I can understand it, because
I think that was the
Yeah.
real translation loss. Was a lot of the Japanese manuals try to explain feeling, and they don't try to explain the actual like physical effect.
Exactly. And that's the thing that I really appreciate with having the open source, regardless of like who's making it. It's just from the standpoint that I understand or the person who's making it is doing it from an objective standpoint. It's not like, oh, I need to make this feel this certain way. And I think somebody like Justin, like yourself, who is newer to the hobby and isn't already like inoculated with the way that we want things to be done and is doing things differently, is actually very helpful, because there are a lot of paradigms that a lot of us are locked into. Like, I have an understanding about how a 550 works, but I use a servo and gyro that I haven't tuned in 6 months. Like, I can explain to you all this granularity and all the I can explain to you the physics of any spring system, of lever ratio, of anything, but I'm not changing anything on my car because my paradigms are like, my walls are already set. So having somebody who doesn't already have those paradigms is open to changing things, and is open to keeping things is open and objective as possible, is going to help people like myself when I was newer, before I understood how everything worked. So I think as a whole, everybody benefits when new things hit the market, because not only do we get better products as like the buyers in the market, but it pushes companies to do things better. So it makes other companies say, hey, what can we do better to combat this? Because we can see that so many of our customers want this. So why aren't we doing this? What can we do that is going to be better? And I think it's beneficial for everybody.
That's why that's why I pulled so heavily from Betaflight, because all the naming conventions make sense. Like, it tells you exactly what you are doing when you are changing a setting. And when I was looking at my Yokomo V4, like, obviously not a lot of adjustability, just gyro gain. But what does that even mean?
Exactly.
But so being so new into this, like, you're just missing a lot of the bias that a lot of us would have had when we were designing it.
Yeah, and I really wanted to go into it with an open mind. I intentionally did not do any market research before I started making this gyro. I just drove and tested purely on feel. Like, what is this car doing? What is this setting doing when I change it? And how do I name it appropriately so other people can understand?
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah,
and
yes.
That what you've done is like perfect. That is exactly what I would have wanted, because again, you're not limited by what already exists. You just go, okay, this thing does this. I want to create a parameter that affects this. This is how I'm going to do it. Like, this is how I'm going to implement it.
Yeah.
So we're all like super opinionated, right? Like, the way that we've been doing it for so long, we're super opinionated. And the other thing that it does is, even introducing this idea of an open source gyro, in my opinion, all of these manufacturers in our market are like heavily min-maxing right now, right? Like,
100% they are.
So this is just like exactly the kind of thing that I want to see people doing.
And the can of worms is open now, because like someone, Chartison mentioned, put an F7 flight controller on it, and like it can run everything, right? I mean, that's ESP32, right? We're kind of there, but like Traxxas, right? When they released the Vortex Drift, like, they have like this weird system that you like when you it not only controls your angle of wheels for steering, but it controls your throttle. Like,
yes, the Traxxas TSM. I actually started developing the gyro with a Traxxas radio, and boy, was that ever a fight when I figured out what was finally going wrong.
But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're into that point where this project could dive further into that, like actual, like, what do you call it when you cut throttle when you're shifting, so you can do those quick shifts in a real car. We can do that, right? Like,
actually, that's an interesting point. Yeah, because right now it is set up for using throttle input and steering input into the gyro. Right now, it's not doing anything with the throttle other than using it for signal reading and telemetry. But yeah, I guess, like, technically speaking, there's nothing stopping that from being a feature.
Yep. Like, could you imagine if no matter where you, and actually, Dr. H, this might be up your alley, because you like to have a pretty wide band as far as like your, like, where your car works and as far as throttle, right? Mm-hmm. Just imagine that, having the gyro being in control of that.
I mean, you could sidechain the throttle input to the gyro and say, because I'm thinking about it right now. So the 550. So I'll use this as a previous example. So the 550, on if you use a 10px and you go to the second screen for tuning, you can actually change the amount of gyro gain relative to how much steering you're putting in. So if you want the gyro gain to be 80 until you get to 50% steering, and then you want to drop it to
nobody
but nobody uses it because it's not
scary.
but it's not side chaining the right thing. Like so I was thinking about it, and I did I spent like 2 days like at a rolling garage just messing with it. It's not attached to the right parameter because the amount of steering is relative to your steering control gain. And this is the weird thing about the 550. There are secret connections between parameters that affect other parameters. So it's not like you're just changing one thing in isolation. You're changing something, and then if I change I remember this, if I change my tailside speed and my steering control gain, I can decrease the amount I can steer by. So even if I steer at 100%, it goes to like 35 degrees of angle.
Yeah.
So having so if I say sidechain my gyro to my throttle and say, okay, between 25 or between 0 and 30% throttle, where I just want it to kind of go straight and drive relatively fine, I want it to go lower gyro. I want lower gyro so that I have more input on it. And then as I increase my throttle percentage, I can increase the amount of gyro gain. Or I can change it and sidechain it to another parameter. Maybe I increase torque, or I can increase the steering speed or whatever. And I think that's something that's really powerful. I think that could be really interesting.
So
just
it's actually
as a technology.
Funny that you mentioned that. On a low level, it's already kind of doing that. So that's actually perfect segue into what the throttle is actually doing with the gyro currently. Mm-hmm. So what it's allowing to do is the gyro is now state aware of the car. So it'll know when the car is driving straight versus drift entry versus sustained drift versus exit.
Yeah.
And so what it allows it to do is read the throttle input and then make predictions based off of your throttle input, and it'll keep the car more stable. And in theory, if that's something people want, that could be exposed to be tied to certain parameters as well too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be sick. I would just mess with it, just like as a I would just get a stock RDX and just go drive it. I think it's unique enough that it's relatively, for being a gyro, like $60, relatively inexpensive, and it's going to fundamentally change the way a car drives. Like maybe I wouldn't use it immediately on the car that I have right now, but I would mess with this because it's just so interesting.
So this is the beauty of it is. I'm so excited for this to be released, and like the vanilla version, whatever is released will be great and cool. But what I'm excited about the most is the fact that like I said, there's going to be a bunch of pretty smart people now with given just basically a massive head start on taking on, optimizing their gyros, right? So like it's going to open up a whole world of possibilities. People are going to hopefully take it. What Justin has built and run with it, and we could get some really cool stuff out of that.
That's what I'm really hoping for.
That's exactly how the so if you think about the 3D printing world, all of this kind of started like when it started. A lot of it was just open source stuff. People kind of figuring out how to make things work.
Yeah, the original Prusa Mendel.
All the techniques and features that are in like a Bamboo. All of that came out of like open source development.
So we kind of talked about it earlier. Chartison's asking, have you delved into Lua scripts 2 Total Freedom to Program?
Yes, absolutely. The radio is already running the Lua script. It can communicate over Crossfire to the gyro. So all the gyro parameters can be changed directly from the radio now. And that will be shipped from day one.
I think it's hilarious you're using Crossfire protocol.
Well, the Radio Master Radio already uses it, so why wouldn't I?
It's like these specialized protocols for like extra long distance, like where we have no reason to go for RC drift.
I was actually more interested in the Radio Master Radio because Crossfire is the serial communication that it uses. ELRS is the radio protocol that it uses.
Sure.
And ELRS's protocol is unbelievably low latency. Like I'm getting 3 milliseconds latency out of the gyro from my radio. So unbelievably fast.
Mm-hmm. I love how we have so many drone nerds in here. Or it's just Chartison. Like, this is great.
One question I wanted to ask you that I wanted to ask it earlier, but I forgot about it. What was the catalyst for you saying I should just make my own gyro?
Yes. Yeah. So I was taking apart my Yokomo V4 to just do some like clean up all the wiring, put some nice like sheathing on it and stuff like that. I'm like, I wonder what's actually running this damn thing. So opened it up, took a look at the chips on board. I'm like, cool, $4 gyro, cool, $2 microcontroller, cool. I bought this for $120.
Yes.
I felt like, yeah, no, we're done. I am ruining a market.
I love how C-Note says that we're nerds. He's probably
C-Note,
one
you're
of the
gonna
biggest
have
ones.
to want to go back.
That's rich, Tino. Come on.
Hey,
Seeing active
Black
arrow in the
Black
car.
right there.
Uh,
Dude,
Christian, you're gonna want to go back and watch this.
going back to it, like, Active Arrow could be totally tuned into this.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing stopping it.
100%.
That's what it needs too, because it's velocity based arrow, so you could have your wing is like on a pivot and it turns.
Dude, it's like
with
DRS.
your
Holy
heading.
shit.
Heading based
Crazy.
arrow.
I was
Yeah.
saying, I'm working on trying to figure out Furytech's telemetry communication, because the board itself, the gyro, has onboard Bluetooth, and the Furytech ESCs have Bluetooth adapters. So in theory, I can get them to talk to each other and send ESC telemetry data over and give the gyro more to work with as well.
So just for reference for you, Justin, C-Note competed with a stick radio, a Tango radio.
Oh, hey, yeah, I'm also that guy.
world.
Oh, I also drive with a stick radio too. Like, the only reason why I bought this MT-12 was so other people could drive my gyro at the track.
Yeah.
I can only drive with a stick radio.
It's like,
That's good.
I'm weird. This is for you. Have fun with it.
What is the reasoning for that? Was it just because like that's what you had, so that's what you started with?
No, I actually used to. I primarily used like normal radios, and then I was racing indoor two-wheel drive buggies. And for one day, I like just for shits and gigs, like, screw it, I'm gonna try my stick radio. And I found I was way smoother on sticks than I was a normal radio.
Mind you, there are still people that compete like that too, like nationally, internationally, and they do great.
Yeah,
Or win,
I don't
like-
see anything wrong with it.
I mean, Christian was ripping, and he did that shit as it was like a meme, dude.
Oh no! Like when I did the first day, I went to the track with a stick radio. Everyone was looking like, "What are you driving with?"
Well, wait, because it was probably Radio Master, right?
No, this one was a FR Sky X Lite.
Okay. So not like full blown flight controller. It's like still like
Oh no, it was just a standard PWM receiver.
yeah. Okay. But like just showing up to the track being like, really? What is this? I don't
Yeah.
understand it.
So I would be curious to hear from Adam and Justin. We've touched on this thing of like how much assist is too much assist. Obviously, it's a really hard thing to draw a line in the sand on. But what's your take on that? Like, what is that point? Like, what should we try to aim for? Of like, how much should you drive your car, basically?
So I go I'm gonna get on a soapbox real quick. So the premise for me of going gyroless is very interesting, because a lot of the time, like, people will claim that it's more realistic. So I'm gonna bring my
I
expertise
disagree
into
with that statement.
Yeah,
that
I
sentiment.
will bring my expertise into this. So every human being has a gyro. It's called your vestibular system. It is your eighth cranial nerve. It is in
Your
your
car
ear.
also has the real car also has a gyro.
Logan,
So,
shut
here.
up.
First, you have a gyro in your head. That's why when we look, we are even on the horizon. This is normal. If your vestibular system goes out, you have a thing called vertigo. Vertigo feels like you're spinning. It's not a good experience. So you have this. So you have your head, which is the most extensively researched and evolutionarily advanced gyro ever created. And then you have a car. The car has a steering system and it's on pneumatic tires, which means it has grip. And then you add caster and camber, which are self-centering forces, and KPI. trail and whatever, but those two mainly, which are self-centering forces, which means that the wheel wants to go back to where it is mechanically having the most grip, which is where it is flat. This is why when you drive an actual car, instead of having to steer back left when you make a left turn or back to the right, you just let go of the wheel and then you accelerate because it has self-centering forces. So when we add camber, it goes back to that self-centering force. We just set the 0 point to be at angle. That's it. That's the only fundamental difference that the alignment of a drift car does. So you have two gyros stacked on top of each other. And that's how actual drifting works. This is how a human being inside of a drift car has gyroscopic function. If I remove the grip of the actual car, meaning that the alignment forces are not as great because there's a decreased coefficient of friction on the ground, and then I remove the human being aspect of it, and then I don't put anything else to kind of make this more stable, it's not more realistic, it's just more difficult. And this is why I have a hard time where, again, you can drive however you want. And this is the beauty of RC. I have absolutely no preference, or you do you. This is supposed to be fun. This is a hobby. This is not my job.
Even more so drift discipline, you can drive however you want.
Exactly. I'm not trying to make any recommendations to any other people. However, I don't like the idea that's saying that less gyro, this is something that I get into. Less gyro is less realistic or more realistic. How much gyro gain are you running? Why are you running a gyro? What kind of gyro are you running? Whatever. All of these things are preferences. And they're preferences because everybody's head is different, the same way that everybody's car and drifting drives differently. So gyro settings are entirely personal. And this is why I love what Justin is doing, because it's making something that's a lot more applicable to people. It's taking something that is inherently individual, that is super hyper specific, because it's literally down to the way that your head and your vestibular system works, and it's making it better and easier to work with. So I really like the idea of making an open source gyro that makes it easier for people to get what they want out of the car, because ultimately that's what's going to help us drive closer together. That's what's going to make us drive better as a community. And this is ultimately why drifting is fun. Everybody can go to the track right now and go drive a 100-point qualifying run. It's not going to be as fun as you smashing off of walls like we're going to do at Drift to Death. Okay, this is why I like events like Drift to Death, because they bring together the community. So however you want to enjoy it, that's fine. I like the way that Justin's going and the way that it's making it open source and making it applicable to everybody. And if you want to go no gyro, that's fine. I just don't like the idea that you have to be one or the other, and it's like there's a skill gap. Oh, you're not good enough to drive with lower gyro. You're not good enough to do this. What do I care? It's supposed to be fun.
I think no gyro is that is a exploration of how much pain and suffering you can endure. It is not really. I think what we're doing currently is, in my opinion, a pretty solid analog for the real thing. We're missing two really huge kind of aspects of the real thing that you have, which is clutch and left foot braking. But I think as far as the steering input goes, if I think about what I do in the sim, I get into a drift, I let go, I catch my wheel, and then mid drift, I'm just kind of applying pressure on either side to kind of adjust my course. And then when I'm ready to transition, I let go, and now I'm applying that pressure back on the other side. That's exactly what I'm doing with the RC car. Applying that pressure a little bit, just correcting, and then I transition, and now I'm going back the other way, just applying a little bit of pressure. I think it's a really good analog for what we're doing now.
I just want to say we could potentially do 4th channel trigger-initiated clutch drops.
I don't think I can. I've tried so many ways of implementing left foot braking. I really don't think, at least for me, my brain does not have the capacity to add a 3rd channel. So I got steering and throttle. I can't do any more than that.
I think tried it. I think you can.
I tried it. It does not work.
I think Shane's gaslighting.
I understand what Shane is saying, and that's what I'm trying to dig into, is where is the line of human input? I think I think what Justin's talking about, an open source gyro doesn't cross that line to me because it's the same thing. It's just
it's better. It's better implemented. It's better optimized.
a gyro is simply replacing. It's an analog for your vestibular system and the self steer aspect of a real car, and that's all it's doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
I think driving a car is fun. I don't not want to drive the car. Like, having that interaction is why we do it, right?
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of it, is eventually, like, if it goes too far, we just won't want to do it. It'll be boring.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Justin, you coming down to drift to death?
You should.
I don't have a passport. I would love to, but
Damn it. Come
gotta
on.
get
I
on
would have
that.
loved to nerd out.
I've gone to Canada without a passport, but I don't know if they'll do that the other way around.
Dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
does it work
probably
vice
not.
versa?
Yeah, because we can still go with just a birth certificate, but I'm not sure about the other way around.
Oh yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Oh, it works both ways. No, Judd said it works both ways. I was gonna say, because I'm pretty sure Matt was doing that. From
Oh right, yeah. Matt doesn't have a passport.
Yeah, well, yeah, he didn't have the passport, I don't think, when he was doing that at the time, but I think he
Yeah.
has one now. But
Bro, why you guys
Yeah.
outing Matt, dude? That's crazy.
But it
Just
is
saying,
still
you-
like
Canadian doing it. You can do it.
it's a that's like, I'm sure for Justin this is really reassuring, seeing our chat be like, no, it works both ways. You're good.
Yeah, it is reassuring. But I mean, like,
At
I
least
should
you
just go
live
get my
close to the
passport
border.
anyways.
Worst case, they don't let you in. It's just a quick drive home, right?
Yeah, that's true. Borders are really close over here.
Sonny says Matt's American though. That might
Oh,
play
that
into
is
it.
true. Yeah.
Excuse
That's
me?
true.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
He is
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Damn, dude.
yeah.
His situation is wild. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
yeah. I always forget about that.
Totally legal.
Totally legal, 100%. That's
I knew that one was coming.
By the way, this
Oh,
whole
no.
podcast is all fiction.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is it
not real
fiction or is
fictional.
it just everyone has their
No.
own?
None of this
So,
is
but
real.
I honestly appreciate Shane. Thank you, because this is like you like, if it shows that we have different opinions in terms of like this aspect, and we all have like the common thing of like, we enjoy driving and this is fun, and we're
It's-
trying to like find a line. I think it's important to have like the two sides of it, because
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wants to go, oh my god, I want to be 100%, just pull the trigger and get a 100-point run. That sucks. Then like, what's the fun in that?
Yes.
I
Nobody
will-
wants
I-
that. Exactly. That's
I-
my point. It's self-correcting.
The thing that I'll use as my anecdotal evidence is that when we recently had like a community kind of outreach thing at Diamondback RC in Glendale, Arizona. So like, I was there, Ty was there, Trey was there, the entire Bubble Milk team put it on. And we basically just talked to people in the community. And so the biggest thing that I saw was like, people were driving and I was helping people with their cars. I drove like half a battery. I let a lot of people drive my car. I just said, here you go have fun. They were always scared about breaking it. I'm like, you're not gonna break it, you're gonna be fine. And like, I would see like, there was like a 10 12-year-old kid whose car was like very shaky, and then he drove my car and he was like doing 95%
Yes.
as well as I was doing.
Yeah.
I swear on my life,
Yes.
he was killing it.
Yes.
And I just thought, how many people have given this up because the barrier to entry is
Yep.
too high?
Yep.
So if
And then
I
they have
can do anything to make that, to mitigate that, to
Yep.
make it easier to get into it and for people to enjoy it, I will do that. And that's honestly where I base most of
bullseye.
like my like ideals in terms of what I want out of this. I don't want it to be 100% just put the car on the track and then pull the trigger. But I
Yeah.
do want to make it fun and rewarding, and I want people to come back to it. I don't want people to get to the track with their, stock gyros or, they're burnt out servos, and then they just go, well, this isn't for me. And then I see their car on Facebook Marketplace 2 weeks later.
Yep.
That sucks for everybody involved.
Yep.
So having something like that, I think it makes it so that everybody wants, like, we all want the same thing.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to do that. But I appreciate people like Shane saying things in the chat, because
Yeah,
it's not like oh, we're all one sided, we're all like unanimously like we'll go do this, because this is what keeps us like in line and what keeps us like doing the communal thing together.
It's a feedback loop.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
There's a spectrum, and we need to keep it in the right place.
So what you're saying is we're all constantly a part of a gyro.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. If you think about it, dude, we actually are the gyro.
Bro, that's crazy. That's a good point.
We input,
like,
we evaluate, and we
We
adjust.
don't want to overcorrect in either direction.
I agree.
And I love what Steve is doing. We don't all want to go do gyro lists. Like, it's cool. And I like, if you're Steve, I understand like being so bored with it that you have to like, or like C-Note did with the sticks. It's like we have to add more challenges. But at the same time, if RC Drift right now didn't have gyros, there would be less than half of the people involved in this sport or this hobby, right? So
exactly, I agree.
I think for me, the aim point, like the guide is, let's keep it close. In fact, like a close analog to what real drifting requires, and I think we're doing a pretty good job of that.
So Justin, next adventure, okay, get rid of the springs in the radio, and then somehow incorporate force feedback in the radio.
Already thinking about it. Don't you worry. It's already crossed my mind. I have worked with closed loop motor controllers before, so I know how I could theoretically get it working, but getting it inside the radio where it's not just like heavy as crap to hold is the challenge. I think the actual like mechanics of it.
Right. But yeah,
like, in theory, make it work. It wouldn't be too hard.
Because like I can imagine that. And then a switch over to, like, I know that we kind of like stay away from going fast, but like I think rubber tires as an introduction to that would also be really cool.
That would be kind of cool, yeah. 100%.
And fifth scale, we'll go to that fifth scale level now.
Fifth scale, dude.
Fifth scale drifting.
Have you seen the Hellcat thing?
I'm gonna come off track and then break my ankle because like flying off track.
But like, think of it this way: we could like go to K1 or Psykart or like any go kart track and be like, "Hey, can we use your track for a bit?"
Yeah, please let me use your track and put rubber lines all over it.
Anyway, that went off the rails real quick. Hey, Adam, Dr. H.
What up?
You had some this or that's that you wanted to incorporate?
Yes. So I will. We can go down the list, and then we can kind of talk about it. I think these are pretty good. These aren't too confrontational. We will not be bickering in the comment section. It's just an opinion. Remember that. So, first one, kind of a softball. High or low camber in the rear. I put the cutoff at 3.5 degrees. High camber, meaning you're running more than 3.5 degrees. Low camber, you're running less than 3.5 degrees. So, what's the Drift podcast?
Is there a surface involved?
You know what? I'm gonna leave that up to the discretion of the.
Are we doing this or that?
Yeah.
I run 0 camber in the rear on mine.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's already like hot take right there, huh?
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, it's because I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, several months ago at our track, we all decided let's just all run 0 camber. And I'm still doing that, but I don't think anyone else is still doing that.
Dang, 0 camber.
Okay,
I don't know. Yeah. Let's throw it. Let's throw it up. Let's see.
0 camber, which if you're like me and you're like trying to burn tune, is really hard.
Yeah, because if you want me to nerd out here, yes, pressure is equal to force divided by area. So if I want to increase pressure, I can either increase the force or I can decrease the area.
And what can you decrease? What can you do the easiest? You can decrease the area the easiest.
There you go. So that's
Garrett,
why
you can tell Garrett's high because he goes 3.
Crazy. 4.
I'm on the edge. I'm at like 3.5.
So I remember when I started, the general consensus was that the more tire touching the ground, much like how actual like cars are, the more tire touching the ground means more grip. Yeah. But it seems like in the last year or so,
It's a hard tire. It's not a pneumatic tire.
Exactly. I think more people have gone to the idea of like, okay, well, let me just like decrease my contact patch, increase pressure.
And I think the real thing is the coefficient of friction of plastic on plastic.
Yeah.
That contact patch doesn't buy you enough grip to make the pressure loss worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So with rubber, a pneumatic tire on asphalt, you have a super high coefficient of friction. So that contact patch that you add buys you a lot more grip. It's a multiplying factor of grip. So when you have a low coefficient of friction, you can add more contact patch, but the level of grip you get out of that doesn't scale the same way.
Yeah.
Which is why the pressure is more valuable for grip, especially if you're trying to burn tin.
I know we have a lot more viewers than this, so did that just like fly over everyone's head? Maybe. I don't know, or maybe I just waited too long to get the thing up and running. Who knows?
Okay, seems like high camber is the new thing.
I don't think it's new. I think it's been around.
What did you say high was? Over 3?
Yeah, I said over 3.5. So
okay, yeah. I think I'm probably at like 2 or 3 right now, but I'll probably raise it.
Yeah, normal physics don't apply here. Okay, no, that's a lie. Normal physics applies. Normal car physics don't apply.
The crazy thing is, normal physics always applies.
Yeah, I know. I realize that.
But I know what point you were making. Yeah, it's not pneumatic. It's pneumatic versus plastic tires, and it's also our surface is lower grip too.
Rodney's 4747. You haven't bought an RC car yet, so I don't know. That's what this entire stream is about. You should buy an RC car.
Best decision of my life.
Buy one, and then you can watch this podcast every Thursday.
Yeah, dude. I bought an RC car, and then now I'm on the podcast. It's crazy. It's crazy how where life takes you.
I mean, look at Justin.
On the not knowing side.
Yeah. Justin, you do have the craziest story to get here. That is.
I'm gonna start drifting. I'm just gonna make my own gyro.
There's a track near me. 3 months later, I'm building a gyro.
Yeah, I kind of do that with a lot of things.
That's crazy. Okay.
Whenever you're ready, I got a couple more if you want to get into it.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. So this is going to be a complete 180 from car setup to competition. Would you rather be the first qualifier or the last qualifier?
As just position, like when you do it, right?
Correct.
As in when you run.
Yes, you get. Yeah, you like imagine there are like 30 people at the comp.
Yeah,
You're either the person who qualifies first, or the person who qualifies last.
I'd rather.
Logan, yeah, you're good for that.
Okay. Cool.
And it's nothing in between. It's first or last.
Nope. You don't get. There's no middle option. You get to be first. Or you get to be last.
I'd rather be first. Yeah.
Dude, that's
okay. Are there only like 2 qualifiers?
Yep.
Just kidding.
Yep.
Down.
I'll give a reason because it seems like everybody's gonna pick first. I will give a reason for last.
It's really one-sided, but it's also I think it's a really hard question.
It's the fact that there's no middle ground in there. Like
exactly. I feel like being last first obviously gives you the best opportunity for like you're warm. You already like the track is warm. Everybody has felt it before. That like especially at SDC when you're spending like 4 hours between runs. having the track be warm versus cold earlier in the day, later in the day, it has an effect. I will say being last lets you know how hard you need to throw it in order to get where you need to go.
Sure.
There's
Okay.
advantages.
So-
There's advantages, man.
So
My
that's what I'm
biggest
saying.
thing is
I think there's no like objective best. I understand there's no objective best, but there's a reason for
coming
both,
around.
and that's the thing. I think it's really like.
My
Okay,
thing
Miko.
is-
If RCDC last, that means you won it last year. Okay, buddy.
okay.
Cool guy.
My thing is, I need to. I perform best if I like sneak up on myself, if that makes sense. So like going first gives me way less time to realize the situation that I'm in versus going last. I have to sit there for an hour and think about my qualifying run.
Yeah. You get in your head.
Yeah. Like going first, it sneaks up on me. I'm like, oh, it's my turn. Here we go. And I can do like a lap and a half before I start panicking. But if it's last, then I start panicking before it's even my turn.
Fair enough.
I think first for me, just because of that, like the wait, like having to look at everybody
The
or
wait.
just having to sit there for that long.
The only problem is I do think, I don't know, Adam, maybe you've done this data study, but I have to believe that first is a relatively low performing position.
Generally speaking, yes. In the data sets that I have analyzed, yes. The people who are in the first qualifying group traditionally do not score the best,
Well, here.
regardless of previous performance. So,
Oh wait, that's not the one that I wanted. Where is it? Basically, oh, here it is. Scott, judging fatigue. Judges aren't as critical towards the end. I feel that that's true too.
that's pretty accurate.
That's kind of what I was getting at with the whole
Yeah.
first being a low performance position is the judges. It's their first lap that they've seen, so they have nothing to compare it to. And towards the end, other psychological things happen where they're not. I'm sure that there is data that shows an optimal position to qualify in.
This is a good
Indeed.
one. 9 votes for first,
Yeah.
10 votes for last.
I'm proud of that question. That's pretty good.
That's
wait.
even if it's good this or that.
Let me make it perfect.
Oh,
Perfect. There we go. Okay. So, next. So this is going to be another setup question. Would you rather run knuckles that have a lot of adjustment or knuckles that have very few adjustments?
so Rev D versus.
Rev. Perfect. I'll make it branded. Rev D and Shibata with the Y knuckle and the multi-select knuckle versus Yokomo with their new trail KPI everything knuckle and Overdose with their Type 3 knuckle. So
I hate
And I'm
the
going to say
fact of
this.
how big it is.
Do we assume in this case that the non-adjustable knuckle, are we talking about like actual knuckles that exist, or are we talking about like an ideal?
honestly, I didn't really think about it that hard. I just thought
Right.
it from the standpoint of
Let's
like
talk about knuckles that exist then.
yeah. Like I know wrap up makes one that has
Wrong
like
vote.
So knuckles that have a lot of adjustability.
yes,
RCO G Buster, right?
perfect.
Yokomo, whatever it's called, the new one, right? The Shark Knuckle has availability for trail and mainly trail.
Vias.
Did it?
Yeah,
oh,
but
and
yeah,
KPI.
yeah.
Oh, Overdose and their KPI knuckles.
Mhm.
Like all of those.
Yeah, and you don't even have to do specific to a brand. So like Overdose has two different lines. So you can do either their lower weight knuckle, or you could do their Type 3 knuckle. So it's like one of them has a set adjustment. It has like 2 degrees of trail or 1.5 degrees of trail, like X amount of KPI and whatever. and then you have the type 3s, which have like the most adjustment ever. You literally have a ratcheting tooth on where the actual toe link goes in, so you have like
You might
the
have
most adjustment.
Yeah.
So
You might have to re-pull this one. couple
Yeah.
couple
So
wrong votes
ES,
on
yeah,
here.
sorry, ES.
okay, should I restart it? We'll restart
No,
it.
you're good. There's
Okay.
two votes that should be on less adjustment rather than more.
Wait, do I
adjustment.
just can
Honey,
I game
there's
this
no
and just
shot.
spam
There's,
one?
there's no shot after
Oh,
the
it
thing
actually
that happened
works
with
like
Liam.
that?
I'm not giving you.
We
Yeah,
got to
threats.
get more high tech, dude.
Yeah, dude, simmer
Stop it,
down, dude.
stop
Hold
it.
up. Chill.
Yeah, I didn't turn that off. So stop it. No, where do Futaba's lie?
Okay.
Wait,
yeah,
wait.
Oh
James,
no! Oh
you
no!
can't
Dude,
say
you,
two
You
for
didn't do
Futaba.
one vote per.
Okay. Hold on.
I'm like looking at the thing. I'm like, why do we have 17 votes?
Turning that off. Okay.
They're
Oh, dang it.
spamming it. Yeah, no. Futaba's 100% more adjustable. I can adjust.
Yeah.
I can adjust like this crazy.
Well, you can only adjust.
Okay,
one
kids, vote responsibly.
vote responsibly,
Yeah, right.
dude.
Can I give you
Leo?
guys my take on this?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I want the knuckles that have a lot of adjustment to figure out what my setting is on a given chassis setup. And then obviously I want just that knuckle with no adjustment.
Sure.
He knows.
Yes,
He knows.
that.
Because I don't, yeah.
I called that's the exact thing I did with nerds. I drove the nerds, and then I realized what I liked, and then I went to top line like
Boom.
regular shocks, and then I just built them like how I like my
Because-
nerd setup.
A knuckle, I don't know, Justin can probably speak to this, but knuckle weight matters a lot, I would imagine, for gyros.
Yeah, it definitely can. Especially when you don't have the adjustment to tune it out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So if you're operating on a let's call it a sealed dumb, you get what you get gyro, and you go from like a super lightweight knuckle to something like a G Buster or that new Yokomo knuckle, and you have no way to tune for that, it's gonna be an issue, I would think.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, both answers are valid. And it's kind of
Yep.
like a dead even.
Dude, I'm so good at this. I'm the best. I'm so good at making these. Okay. I have one, and I think it's
I would argue that this one is a little bit rigged
How?
because of what I said. Because if you made your adjustment, and then obviously you would just want that knuckle.
Okay, I mean, but you
So
have
if you
to
know what
get
you
there
like
first,
and
right?
that happens to exist, then obviously less adjustment.
Someone's asking about kimchi, Adam.
Oh,
Wait, there was a
10-4.
Oh no, are we actually doing this thing again?
Well, we're not doing this thing. I'm just saying.
Jennifer
dude,
is on the way.
the kimchi soup. This is what they're talking about.
Oh,
This, I'm telling you, the greatest thing. You go to H Mart, you get kimchi soup with pork. You
Or
put
boiled
this,
water in it.
you put no, not in it. You make you fill like a pot with boiling water. You place the soup bag it all inside of the boiling water, and then you eat the soup out the bag.
Oh, you just
So there's no
wow, you didn't even
dilution?
have to put water in it.
There you go. And
That's easy.
you throw out the receptacle with the thing.
That's nice.
I know, it's great.
If
After
I'm
work,
honest,
goated.
whenever I have a buddy, we both go camping a lot, and we're both opposites in terms of camping food. He brings a damn smoker in his truck, and if we have to, he'll hike that thing like a mile into the woods, and we're having steak and this like crazy meals. And me, I'm like the dead opposite. I'm like, we're going camping for 5 days. Okay, I'll eat Mountain House biscuits and gravy for 5 days.
Hot dog.
okay.
Okay. Yes.
I kind of want to switch it up because we need to go to
Okay.
roast my rig.
Okay.
Thanks, Adam, for those. Those
We
are
could,
those are
I wanted
super
to-
duper.
Let's
Adam,
roast some rigs. Yeah, what's up?
we have 10 minutes, but I sent Justin a little secret message there. I think it would be cool to talk about this for just a little bit because I think it's interesting for all of us. But
Okay.
Okay.
Justin, where do you work at?
Oh,
I so I work for a little YouTube channel called Linus Tech Tips.
liar.
Small channel.
That is no little
Dang.
channel. Stop it.
That's crazy.
And yeah, so I am the fabricator for the channel, which is a very broad term for what I actually do there. My day-to-day typically goes from 3D modeling, CAD design, programming, PCB design, welding, running and operating CNC mills, lathes, everything under the sun.
You name it. That's so cool. You've mentioned PCB design a couple times now. I was very briefly a keyboard person.
I have made, actually, here, give me 1 sec.
He's gonna bust it out. Okay. Now, okay, I'm grabbing my.
That was the first PCB I made, which was
Oh, yeah,
keyboard
dude.
PCB.
So, this is not a custom PCB, but it's like an acrylic clear cap kind of
Oh,
deal. And
I also got
designed the
acrylic
case.
cure claps.
Nice.
Logan, I don't think you.
designed the case,
I d-
and I was very close to making my own PCB because I wanted one that did what I wanted it to do. But my point is, I love this world that we're in, where our access to high-tech manufacturing is just literally at our fingertips.
Oh,
So
it's
when you
insane.
say you can make a PCB for this gyro, like you actually can. Like it's super easy for you to do that.
Yeah, no.
Cool.
I ordered my first prototypes for the power distribution and signal boards that need to be attached to the bottom of the gyro. So that way you can, plug your ESC in, it'll drop your BEC's voltage down to the voltage that the ESP needs, and then handle all the inputs and outputs. So I got those prototypes on the way. They actually just hit the Port of Vancouver today, so I
Nice.
should have those here pretty quick. But yeah, it was only like 2-week turnaround from the time I hit order till they're here.
Right on.
It's crazy.
So how did you get the job at LTT?
So previously I was actually working in film doing animatronics and creature effects.
Oh, cool.
So I'm sure, as you guys were aware, I think it was 2022 or 2023, all the Hollywood strikes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was out of work, and I was off work for 2 months at the time, and I saw that LTT was hiring. I was a longtime viewer of the channel. Like, I've been watching them since I was like 14 years old, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
I've
I'm
been
like,
watching since it was not even a channel. It was just him on like some
NCIX,
Yeah.
dude. NCIX. I remember
NCIX,
that, bro.
Tempest. Yeah, the good old days. And yeah, I saw that the engineering department had an opening. I'm like, well, I do have some experience with that because, like, I had to make like crazy sort of animatronic stuff. Just for example, what I did there, we did a bunch of stuff for The Last of Us Part 1 and 2. So like we did a
Sick.
ton of the set dressing stuff. I don't know if anyone here has seen it on Disney Plus, but they did a new Goosebumps series.
Yeah.
And there was I had did all the work for Slappy the Puppet. So all the animatronic work, I did all that. So I figured, I'm like, well, this is like more or less in line with what they would probably have me doing. So I just shot my shot. I'm like, put in my resume,
Yeah.
and then got a call back, and now I'm here.
That is such great advice for everyone. Like, just because someone has listed requirements or, degree stuff, like, just send it, dude.
Like,
The worst thing that will
I only
happen.
have a high school education. Like, I
Yeah.
don't have any post-secondary or anything like that.
If
so,
you
like,
see
yeah.
a job you want that you think you'd be good at it, send it.
I agree, 100%.
Damn, dude. That's so
I learned
sick.
that actually. I was talking with DJ's dad a little bit about that kind of thing, of like knowing. I think it's really powerful skill to know your own value and what you're actually good at, and you're a walking example of that.
It's like,
That's cool.
now the gyro doesn't seem like such a far stretch anyway.
Yeah.
Like, now I know the backstory.
Yeah, actually, I started off in the engineering department. Like, they make the screwdrivers and all that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. So I started off over there, and they're like, because I did done a couple quick prototypes for things, and they're like, Yeah, you're kind of way more useful on the video production side of things where they need things turned around fast. So if you
Yeah.
like, you can go onto the writing team and fabricate for them. Like, see ya.
That's so cool.
Dude.
I could see that need, like, you know, you have an idea and you want to strike on it and you need something built for it. Bam, here we go. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Question for you. Have you flown on the plane yet?
No, mostly because I don't have a passport.
You
But
gotta get on that.
I would love to. I did, however, get to do all the work on the fire truck, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. I love the thing I liked so much about Linus is it's like I like the house series. It's like
Which house series? Like
Yeah, which one?
whole,
well, I like
whole
the
house
original
water
one.
cooling?
I like the OG one, and
Yeah.
I liked seeing that turn into a bit of a headache. It was kind of like, oh man, this is really actually hard to get something that integrates well together. But dude, I dream about that kind of thing all the time. I'm like, dude, when I buy a house, it's gonna be so sick. It's gonna do all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
That's super fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But that, I mean, those industries are so tough because it's like none of them like communicate. There's no open protocols and anything. They're all just proprietary. Just
Yep.
like, it's impossible to actually integrate a full smart house.
I think it's a lot better than what it was from what Linus was saying. I know we got a bunch of new stuff that's coming for the tech house that is supposed to be a lot more universal and friendly. So
Cool.
we'll see.
How long have you been working there?
Coming up on 3 years, 2 days.
Nice. Well, that's cool, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy the job.
That's good. Yeah, enjoying what you do is pretty important. And that sounds like a pretty cool gig.
Yeah,
To make
it's
stuff.
sweet. Definitely can't complain.
Now we just need to figure out how to how do we make, because I'm thinking about the health of the RC drifting community. How do we turn this into a video, dude?
How do we
So
leverage this?
wait. So have you done your AMD sponsored 5,000 tech upgrade yet?
I'm still waiting.
You're on the wait list for that?
It's a random draw. So
Oh,
at the beginning
cool.
of the year, we pick 12 people, and that's it.
Nice.
But the pool of people who haven't gotten an upgrade versus the people who have is
shrinking.
getting much smaller. So
Nice.
So there we
Bound
go.
to happen.
AMD upgrade, computer streaming, whatever, and then a $3,000 RC overdose golem. You can do that.
oh god,
There
yeah,
you
no,
No.
no.
I think there is, I don't know. I could just have delusions of grandeur, but I think there legitimately could be like a really cool video about, you know, open source stuff in niche hobbies, right? But
Yeah, like 100%. And I know we're always looking to like expand our video topics, especially around tech. And yeah, I'm sure it's only a matter of time before something like this pops up. Like we have a partner program at work where we can actually partner with them and they'll help us with our social
Right.
stuff
Yeah,
and
yeah,
things
yeah.
like that. But
Yeah, I've
I don't
heard about
know
that.
if that extended to product development or not. So I'm gonna talk to them and see if they want to help a brother out and get this off the ground.
Mhm. I mean, for quite a while, like the channels covered like sim stuff and like a lot of it actually.
Mhm.
So I could see that also filtering it down into here, like integration of sim rig setup into FPV setup of drift car.
Well, I'll keep my mouth shut. Keep your eye on the channel. There's something coming.
well, that's like been such a TikTok meme. Like I'm constantly seeing that video of like people doing, I think most of them are fake, but it's like sim rig driving an RC car.
I can tell you right now, they're not.
Really?
I can tell you right now, they
Man.
are not.
I'm not saying it's not possible. I know it's possible, but I think most of the TikTok videos are fake. But besides the point.
Yeah, I know. I definitely know what you're talking about. But yeah, no, there are real things and they do exist.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Oh, wait. Linus just did a full-on video about like the big rig, like the big sim setup.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was literally just looking on our channel just to make sure it was out because it's like I don't want to talk about if it wasn't out. But yes, that's what I'm talking about. That video.
like
Okay.
full motion sim rig, like up in the air, like 4 feet, and like fully actuated by a little 24th scale crawler.
Um,
I know what I'm watching later.
yeah, I'll check that out.
I got to try it out, and it was so freaking cool. It was awesome.
Dang.
Before it broke or after it was fixed?
After it was fixed.
Well, okay. I guess we're roasting rigs.
Roast.
We have 1 minute to roast rigs.
Oh, come on. Give me 10 minutes, dude. Come on.
Oh, Adam.
What are you doing?
All right, you're good. You're chilling, dude. I've had
Hell yeah.
so little sleep and I have to work, but we're chilling.
Okay.
Hey, man, I get it.
I might
roast.
as well put this up. Oh, dang it! What happened to it?
I have more beers left, so we're good.
Sick.
It was up. What?
What am I looking at?
Hold on.
What I'm really upset about is my quality weekly Thursday time with the RG crew, dude.
Oh, I just broke my thing. What? Hold on.
Dude, you're gonna get more than enough of the RG crew in like a week.
True.
You're, jeez.
True. A whole weekend.
I was trying to like sell Kai on how cool it's gonna be,
There we go.
and I was just like, dude, you just have to see it.
He knows.
He knows, but he doesn't. But now he does.
But he doesn't. So, welcome to my new SV2 here. Don't mind the track scuffs.
Oh, that's right. You got this and built it.
Damn.
My biggest complaint about this is the diff housing. Not like the full trans case, but the amount of shimming that you have to do to make it like good. It's like it's still good, but like there's more
so you're
shimming
saying
that I'd
you
like
had
to
to
do.
you had to fix it basically.
I wouldn't say fix, just add shims. That's all.
Mm,
And I don't know what happened to DJ.
What?
DJ's gone. He kickflipped his last kickflip, dude.
Where'd I go?
Yeah,
What
sorry,
you doing,
DJ. I don't know where you're at.
I think
you-
Adam messed you up, dude.
Yeah,
What
I'm
I
sorry.
do?
Oh no.
The other
Still
Adam.
here.
Oh,
I'm just not
Yeah.
there.
He's here, but he's not there.
Yep. I'm sorry. And I don't know which one it is.
That's right. If this view doesn't work for DJ, we're not losing much, to be honest.
dang.
Ouch.
Who needs enemies when you have friends like these? Damn.
Sino, did you do what diff do you have? Because I have the original CLSD in mine right now, and I think dang it. I'll just keep it there. Sorry. TCD. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm using original CLSD without the paper shims. If I put the paper shims back in, that would probably fix it, like, and be good. TCD is all the way. Yeah. Didn't shim. Okay, well, I had to shim mine. Sorry, guys. Other than that, this is probably like the best experience that I've had with a Rhino chassis. Like as far as tolerances, as far as putting it together, everything went nice, like very well together.
It looks like the front end is it's similar, but just like kind of more refined.
It's the same. It's just the
same.
DDSS.
It's the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
The
very
top
much the
deck,
same.
the bottom deck, and then the bracing, the transmission are different.
Yeah. So
Weird.
I'll be testing this out and probably binding it up to a 10 PXR tomorrow, maybe, most likely.
Are you gonna come to the track?
Yeah, my radio's up there. I gotta go get my radio. Yeah, I think it's probably the most expensive conversion on the market right now. $520, something like that.
How much?
Jesus.
520.
I mean,
Huh?
that's pretty good for the whole new transmission and all aluminum stuff. So.
Yeah,
I feel like
Okay.
they should just make a kit at that point, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of do. They'll have the probably $1,300 full RTR spec, or not RTR, but full kit version.
Yeah, yeah, Dow, you're right. I think the Bianca 2.1 is like $700, $800. It's pretty crazy.
DJ, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened to your camera.
DJ's just
Bro, I'm not here
screwed.
no more. I'm signed out.
Dude, I'm like, I
Log
can
off.
get into DJ's like
He's gonna leave the
his
call.
square, dude.
Oh, Adam is.
Yeah, I was just with that earlier. I'm like, I can extend myself.
DJ's square is violated.
Okay, moving on. This is kind of cool. It's a lot of. Or is it AI?
Oh, it's Diamondback. I know where that is.
Team Skidmark. That's a name.
That's hilarious. I love it.
That's a lot going on in that picture. Like, a lot. I'm just going to turn this off.
Well, I mean, there's 7 layers over DJ right now.
Bro, you guys didn't even see it. I just did like 7 tray flips back to back.
It was actually insane, guys. You would not believe it. That is a very loud picture.
You would think this track is in like Miami or something.
It is in Glendale, Arizona.
I feel
remember
like weirdly Phoenix has a lot of. I feel like Phoenix kind of vibes with Miami a little bit.
Dude, I wish that we had Miami's weather right now instead of being 115 degrees. I would have I don't know if I'd take a hurricane over a haboob, but you know,
So
the
heat
haboobie.
wise, is Phoenix worse than Vegas or no?
Oh God, yeah, it's so much worse. like I genuinely, when I moved, I was like, oh, we're gonna be fine. It's it's a desert, desert. Yeah, no.
Same,
First
dude.
week here it was 116 degrees, and I had to move my here. Let me show y'all. I had to move the sim rig. So yeah, that was not fun. So
Oh
ooh,
man,
MC3. I know that car.
how many haboobs have you had this year?
How many what?
Haboobs.
We've had two within a week. Okay, a haboob. Okay,
So imagine if it was
Logan-
raining, except it was all mud.
Yeah,
Ew.
it's like so where Phoenix is located. It's in a valley, so it's in a pretty deep valley. So you have pressure
Someone call
systems
it
that
the
go
valley.
over. Yeah, the valley. Oh, okay, the valley. And then you have pressure systems that go over, and then once they come over the mountain, they're going. So it's high pressure to low pressure. So it's going really fast winds. And then for some weird reason, there's a lot of like swirling air, so you get monsoon weather. So it's like very fast winds. It's like torrential downpour. And you have the characteristic thing of a haboob is you'll have like a giant cloud of dust. So like when it was haboobing and I was at the hospital, you could open the blinds and it was like you had maybe 10 feet of visibility. And I'm like on the 14th floor of a hospital.
Here.
Like you could not see anything.
I put a picture in general that demonstrates what a haboob looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
a haboob. That's what it looks
That's
like.
terrifying.
This happens in Phoenix. And so what's crazy is I was born and raised there, right? This shit, we had crazy storms, like monsoons, thunderstorms. We get dust storms. This didn't really start happening until like, I don't know, 2006, 7.
Jeez.
uh,
This guy.
yeah. It was not a common occurrence. This is something that just started, and now it's like every year this happens, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not supposed to drive. You can't go anywhere. You're just
Yeah.
sitting there.
Because if you drive through that, it's literally just mud raining on your windshield, and you can't
and
see
then
anything.
dude, I'm literally banner on the 10, and then people are flying out of the tunnel, hitting anything, and then they get transported to me. So
Yeah.
sick. So it is what it is. Dude, is this RG local, Matt?
No, I think this is a different one.
No, different Matt.
Different
Matt with the
RC
goal.
Matty.
Damn it!
That looks like a Florida guy,
That is. I saw
judging
the
by
Dory load.
judging by the pit board.
Okay. CR Kai's front and back. I can respect that. Can he get his battery out without removing the tire? That is the number one.
Are you even
judgment I
allowed
have.
to run a Gens Ace in a Golem? Is that allowed? When he was a
You can
Golem
run
driver?
whatever battery you want.
Yeah, wait, yeah. What would you have to run if you're an OD driver?
McClon, aka Macklin.
Oh yeah. Why did I forget him? Yeah, that makes sense.
Good branding. I didn't even remember that brand.
No, I.
Ooh. Polished.
Nope, we lost audio. We lost audio, guys.
No sound? Why does it happen?
Oh, it's back. We're back.
It's back.
We're back.
Adam, what'd you do? I know what the problem
Audio
is.
back.
I know what the problem is.
What's the problem?
It's 9:10.
Oh my god, dude. No, me though. Okay, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine calling it if they can't hear me.
Listen. We're streaming at 9:10, and there hasn't even been a single super chat this whole episode.
Oh my god.
I mean, what
Somebody-
are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh, I'm good. Never mind.
Any Oilers? Any Oilers?
Oh. Oh, dang. Dang. You're getting called out by Judd right now, Logan.
I'm just saying. Usually, if we're streaming at 9:10, it's because we're getting paid, and then, like I'm just not seeing super
Oh,
chat.
hey. This is the pre-Drift to Death thing. We got to do promo for Drift to Death.
We're streaming at Drift to Death, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
hell
yeah.
I don't know where I'll be or who's going to be manning it, but it's at least going to be a live stream.
I think you just do a lot. We just go live, and whatever happens, happens. You walk around with the mic, talk to people.
I
See what's
didn't
going
mute
on?
myself. I forgot to add myself as a source in OBS, so it's totally my fault. Although I don't know how I undid that just now. But anyway, yeah. But it is past that time. So Justin, I do want to thank you for coming on. It's been fun.
There it is. See,
Thanks, Austin.
See,
Yeah, thanks, Austin.
thanks, Austin.
Yeah, so thanks for coming on. It's been super fun being able to nerd out like at this level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it
Um,
was actually. This was like, honestly, I know a lot of people think it goes over their heads. I disagree with that, but like, this was a very one of the most interesting podcasts that I've been a part of. Like,
Well, I'm glad I can bring that here for you.
yeah,
For sure. Do you have any shout outs? Anyone that you want to? Well, yeah, shout outs. That's what they call
shout
it.
out to 88.
Yeah, yes, actually. Shout out to 88 for putting up with my crazy experiments on the track and all the very nice drivers over there putting up with my nonsense while I'm trying to get this figured out.
I mean, there's a strong community up there.
Do you have you talked with Joey at all on this project?
I don't think so, no.
I need
He-
to connect you guys somehow, but he's
He
a
would
little,
love that. Like
yeah.
what you're
I
doing,
think
right up
he
his
would
alley.
love
really
that.
into this.
He probably won't stop talking to you after that. Like,
That's
That's fine. Absolutely.
I'll do that. I'll introduce you guys.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. More people we can get in on this, the better.
Absolutely.
Dr. H, thanks for coming on too.
Absolutely. Shout out my boys, Rolling Garage. Shout out Rev D. shout out the entirety of the Arizona drift community. It has been like the 2 weeks ago again. Like we had the community day that was put on by Bubble Milk, but we all the team drivers, all the manufacturer sponsored drivers, we came over and just spent the whole day just like helping people like in whatever aspect of enjoying the hobby. And that's that's the sign of like a healthy community, in that you have people who are knowledgeable trying to help people who are a little bit less knowledgeable and starting out, and trying to decrease that barrier to entry that we all know, and we all know that can be really a difficult thing to overcome, especially early on in the hobby. But I'm honestly appreciative of everybody in the RC Drift community. This year has been amazing. We've all leveled up our driving, we've leveled up our tuning knowledge. We have a lot more of a focus on what we're trying to do here. So I'm really appreciative of everybody who's in the hobby. I'm appreciative of guys like Adam and DJ and Logan who put on podcasts like this, and guys like Justin who make new products that the drift community needs. So I'm really appreciative to all you guys. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
no problem.
I think
it's sick.
Huge shout out to anyone that is putting in effort to grow the hobby and the sport, and
absolutely
bring more people into it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking in chat, in next Thursday, do we want to have a stream next Thursday, or just save it for Drift to Death?
Is there one on the schedule?
There's not one on the schedule. Not that I saw.
Hey,
I mean, I'm kind of still down to do one. It's not like I'm going to be doing anything on Thursday.
What if we had a bunch of the people who are driving at Drift to Death come on and just get like 10 minutes and you just talk about,
huge, like, promo Drift to Death?
Hi, my name is Adam. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm so down.
Drift to Death.
I'm
Hi,
so
my
down.
name is Adam Ogogi. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
Whatever. I think that'd be sick. I think. And then, I mean, that's the promo. That's the thing. You basically, you're outsourcing it.
What we'll do is I'll tell everyone that's on the list currently this week, and then during the episode, we'll call people.
Hell yeah.
And if you answer, you answer. If you don't, you don't, and we'll throw you on for 5 minutes. Why do you want to come Drift to Death?
Man, the way that you said that, it's like, are we giving out full turbos too? No connection?
Huh?
No. Cletus is giving out turbos, left and right. No. Anyways, I guess we're doing something next Thursday. So
yeah,
come out, check it out. 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be here. Keep your eyes on Instagram. I'm sure we'll post it on there. And come and hang out with us.
Yeah.
Drift to Death,
guys.
Awesome.
Later.
Thank you so much, guys. See y'all later.
Justin, hang out.
Hang out,
Justin.
Justin.
Debrief after the stream.
That's good.